am testing a new audio setup, so hopefully this audio sounds pretty good. We will see once the video is all said and done. But it is Sunday, and every Sunday I like to meal prep for the week. Usually I'm prepping breakfast or lunches or something, kind of bulk cooking something so that I can eat it throughout the week just to take something off of me. I've already gone ahead and meal prepped my boyfriend's lunches for the week. He's getting some Greek chicken bowls. It's like rice, chicken, cucumber salad, and some tzatziki sauce. But now I'm going to be prepping my lunches. And the lunches that I'm prepping, I'm actually prepping for a TikTok video. So we're going to be doing like a kid-friendly lunchbox. I am the kid in this scenario, so I'm going to be the one eating these lunches, but I was making them with potentially a student or a kid in mind. I mean, it's an adult-friendly lunch too. We're doing pizzas. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. It's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, so let's go ahead and get into the prep. So when it comes to lunchbox prepping videos, I have three kind of essentials that I always keep on hand, and these are what I use for all of my lunchbox prepping videos. That way, if someone is following along with these videos and trying to replicate them, they can buy these exact same items and make them week after week. So the first is these 2 compartment containers. These are from Dollar Tree. And I especially like these for lunches because I can separate an entree from a side. These are also something I like to use. These are also from Dollar Tree. I bought 2 packs of them as well. And I like to use these, again, more so for sides than for entrees. These are a good one as well. And then the last thing is cupcake liners. I don't use these in every video. I don't use all of these in every video. I just kind of figure out what I need to use. But cupcake liners can sometimes be used as a compartmental divider in this, especially for dry things or things I want to just generally keep separate. I'm probably not going to be using these today, but if you do my lunch prep videos, these are the 3 things you will see consistently. As I mentioned in my other meal prep video, I'm not a huge fan of spending a lot of time on these prep videos. I try to make them as simplified as I can. You don't want to spend your entire weekend in the kitchen on your feet cooking, so we're actually going to be using some frozen pizzas today. These are the Celeste pizzas. Now, like I said, I am making this lunch for me. So I picked out 2 Supremes and a sausage and pepperoni. Maybe kids don't like Supreme pizzas, totally fine. Pepperoni, cheese. Don't buy expensive pizza bites. We're going to make our own pizza bites using frozen pizza. Now when it comes to lunchbox prepping or meal prepping videos, you want to just make sure that whatever you're packing for your kid is going to enjoy and eat. Ultimately, the cheapest food is the food that is eaten, and the most expensive food is the food that's thrown away. Doesn't really matter where you buy it, that's the general rule. So again, I'm trying to keep these lunchbox videos very kid friendly. Also keeping in mind that a lot of people don't necessarily have access to a microwave to reheat their food. So I have to pick up things that can be eaten cold and are good eaten cold. That's why we're doing pizza, because cold pizza is delicious. As far as sides go, the world is your oyster. We're prepping 5 lunches. I have 3 pizzas. It's going to be a little over half a pizza per lunch. This is $3.75. If you are trying to prep a week's worth of lunches and you have $10, I know I can go to Dollar Tree and get 8 items, and that costs $10. So I actually did a lunchbox video a couple of weeks ago, and I just recently posted that as a short on YouTube. So some of you guys have already seen these minis cookies. I love these because they come 10 per pack, so I can have them in my lunches for 1 week, and I can roll them over to the next week. So that's what is happening here. I already have these. They are leftovers. I'm going to be including these today because I have them and I need to use them. Another thing I always like to include in my lunches are some sort of a drink mix. So I picked out pink lemonade this week. I love having a drink mix in my lunches because it's just something fun, and nobody wants to just be drinking water. If you're on a budget, it's only $1.25 and you get 8 of these. So again, you can use 5 this week, roll them over into the next week. You can build up a collection. That way you're not drinking the same thing every day as well. That's another reason that I like these minis cookies, is because there's 5 different flavors. So you get something different every day of the week. If I do not include a fruit or vegetable, I feel like the internet always comes at me, so I did pick up some mango cups. Now, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, I don't like mangoes. I don't like peaches. I do like pineapples, and I almost got canned pineapple, but then I would have to divide it out myself, and sometimes that's just too much. So I did get cups of mangoes. Most likely my boyfriend is going to be the one eating these, not me, because I don't like mangoes. But I will be including them for the people who use these videos as a reference. So 2 packs of fruit cups, set that aside. Another thing is that Dollar Tree does not sell any sort of fresh produce. They have canned and frozen, and a lot of that is not really a good option for a no reheat lunch. You don't want to eat just cold mixed vegetables out of the can. If you have carrots, celery, anything you have, feel free to use. I'm going to be using black olives because this is my lunch and I love black olives, and yeah, technically olives are a fruit, but I'm going to be throwing some olives in there just for the added nutrition, because again, the internet comes at me if I don't include some sort of a fruit or vegetable. And then the last thing, and this is kind of for funsies, you know, I am trying to make this a kid-friendly lunch, so I picked up a pack of these dippers. These are those kind of breadsticks that you dip in cheese, and this is a 5-pack, so one of these each day in the lunches. So the only thing here that I didn't purchase specifically for this video is the cookies, and technically I bought them for the last video, so when I'm making these lunchbox videos, I am going to try to kind of roll them over week after week and use the leftovers and, you know, try to make them the way that I normally would. So this technically, if you were to buy everything I have here, is $11.25. If you leave out the cookies, it's $10 exactly. So totally up to you how you guys want to do it. We're making this as simple as possible. Like I said, we're basically doing our own homemade pizza bites using frozen pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and open up all 3 of these pizzas and set them on a baking sheet. We're going to be baking them according to their instructions, which is 400 degrees for 16 to 18 minutes. Of course, I am going to remove the plastic from these before I put them in the oven. And then once they're baked, we're going to let them cool. And from there we can make our lunches. Alright, so into the oven, 400 degrees, and I will be back with you shortly. So while we're waiting on our pizza, I'm going to go ahead and divide out my black olives into little compartments or containers. Definitely could have probably gone with 2 cans of olives, but this is actually a good bit of olives. I feel like for like a little snack, I'm definitely gonna eat one right now. Because like I said, olives are my favorite. Now, here's our pizza baked. Essentially what we're going to be doing here is cutting it into cubes, and you can do that a couple of different ways, but if you want it to be like less crusty, you can always cut off the outer crust, and you know, you're the mom or you're the chef, you're ultimately going to be the one eating this. Consider this a snack. You know, this will be your own little personal snack. And then for the rest of the pizza, trying to make sure that this will fit in my little container here. I think if we cut this in half and then cut it into thirds, set those aside. And like I said, these are like your little snacking sticks if you want. So good. I love these pizzas. The big thing is to make sure that the pizza is like totally cool before you put it in the lunchbox, because otherwise the cheese and stuff will all kind of stick to itself. You do want it to be cooled down all the way. If you're making this for yourself and not for a kid and you don't mind the kind of crusty edges, then I just usually cut it as is. Creates a little less waste that way. I mean, if you're the one eating it, then it's not really wasted. But just cut it in little cubes. And so that's another option as well. And then you end up with little kind of bite-sized little pizzas. So I'm going to go ahead and pack up the rest of the lunch. So we have a dippers in each lunchbox. A drink mix packet in each lunchbox as well. Now, as far as like the fruit cup and stuff goes, if I put this in here, I don't think it's going to close. We can start distributing our little pizza bites. Round robin style is usually the easiest way to make sure that each box gets the same amount. So I've gone ahead and distributed all of my little pizza bites between my lunch boxes. You're able, the way that I cut it the second time, you're able to fit about 7 or 8 little pizzas, or 7 or 8 little pizza bites in each box. We've got our little dippers in our drink packet. We can go ahead and close these up. So there's our kind of base lunch here. And so each lunch will also get some black olives, a fruit cup, and a pack of cookies. And so this is a pretty decent sized lunch, I would say. I mean, this is only $10 for the entire week, or $11.25 if you include the cookies. Technically, last week's was $10, so the cookies are already factored into last week's price. But there is our lunchbox. I'm gonna go ahead and do that for all of these. When I'm also doing these videos, I just want to mention that, like, I'm doing this process of meal prepping for the week. I work from home, so I have the ability to cook for myself on a daily basis. I do like to show the full portions of everything. I do like to cook it all at one time. That's just so I can show everyone what it all looks like when it's all laid out, so that they know right away whether it's like a suiting portion for them. I would say that this is a relatively good sized lunch. I mean, there is some airspace in here, like, so don't just look at the size of the containers for reference, but you know, we've got pizzas, we've got breadsticks, we've got a drink mix, olives, fruit cup, cookies. I feel like this is a great sized lunch, especially for the price of $10. So this comes out to $2 per meal, essentially. And you can't really beat that, $2 to get lunch. You can't even go get a double cheeseburger for that price anymore. So I hope that this video was helpful to you guys, and I will see you again soon. The vanilla cream is the best flavor, by the way.